Well, it's not a hypothetical. We already see a lot of products made in Saudi Arabia, and I'll give you a very big example: Lucid.
Yes, I
Lucid
forgot about.
cars.
Yeah, I
That's
didn't know about that.
Lucid.
They were making cars. I think they're ramping up.
Lucid Lucid production happens an hour and a half to 2 hours away from where I'm talking to you right now. So it is not a hypothetical for us to see made in Saudi Arabia plastered on. It is a reality that we're living in. Now, obviously, production is a very, very complicated and a very complex thing. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that we're going to see iPhones made here anytime soon. That's not what I think anyone is projecting, and that's not it's a very complicated thing. But what I think the message is that moving manufacturing to a country is a vote of confidence that this place is stable and the right place for us to produce. And again, going back to the point I've been making, it's because of that human capital, right? It's sure, robots will play a part, a very big part in production, but you still need people. You still need that human capital behind it. So it is very fun and exciting to see. But yeah, we already see this. I mean, you can go to any large supermarket chain, for example, and there will be an entire aisle of made in Saudi products. This
Just like
entire
back in
aisle is,
Doha, right, Khan, with made in Qatar.
Made in Qatar everywhere. No, I think
yeah,
just adding on to Sami, it's not a very far off dream that we may not see conquer. That I feel like maybe two reasons behind it. One is political motivation or the political leniency that the kingdom can benefit from. Like, having good relationships with the US itself can have huge benefits in terms of production and tax tariffs, which currently has been the scene this year of tax tariffs everywhere. And we've seen this with India as well. Like, no one ever predicted India to become a tech hub. Yeah, India had tech services, product services, people, human capital who provided you that product services, but not in terms of manufacturing tech products that would be specifically, let's say, Apple iPhones, which are being produced now. I think they're going to move to Mac devices also sometime soon. But no one ever predicted that. And I think that envisioning that with an open mindset and having a bit of hope that we will get there. It's not just, I don't think that will just be an achievement for Saudi Arabia or the kingdom itself, but as for the region, because this resonates very highly with the younger generation. Being a Saudi or being someone who's been in the region for long enough, understanding how the region has grown them or made a product out of themselves, it'll bring immense pride. And I think that's what the community looks forward to.
yeah, I have no doubt about it. It is, and yeah, I mean, Apple has certainly wanted to diversify away from China for a very long time, economic, political reasons. But I would also go back to what Tim Cook said once. I believe he was in China when he said this, but a lot of people have this misconception that Apple produces in China because of cheap labor. Everyone
Yeah.
just says that,
Yeah.
oh, you make in China for cheap labor. And Cook's response was, no, it is not the case. It
China
is the
stopped being the country with the cheap labor. I remember that.
Yeah.
yeah. It is the saturation of talent for a very specific skill in one city. And I think the example was, you could fill an entire stadium with engineers about I forgot what the example was, but you could fill an entire stadium full of people specialized in one skill. In the US, you could probably barely fit a bus with engineers specialized in that same skill. It's the saturation of talent that really makes China appealable. Now, when you look at Saudi, as I said, we have very high human capital and very high human investment here. But in order for us to get to a point where I think Apple would even consider wanting to move production here, we have to continue doing what we're doing in terms of investing in education, investing in training, and investing in these opportunities. What we're seeing today is the result of decades of investment in that regard. If we have this conversation in 30 years, I'll say the same thing, that whatever happens in 30 years is the result of the investments that we're seeing take place now. So it is not a matter of if, but really just a matter of when. But we just have to continue doing what we're doing in terms of investing in education, investing in training, investing in people and their hopes and their dreams and their aspirations. That is what ultimately is going to let us get to a point to where someday we might have, if not the whole iPhone, we might have, some part of it produced here in the kingdom.